Welcome to my presentation. My name is Gerald Jukukor, and my research topic is going to be toward a framework for ethics and IoT. Initially, I'd proposed to do attribute-based access control, but I changed my mind. And just to look at the topic here, you look the words that are very important here is ethics and IoT. And ethics, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it's a moral principle that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. So, ethics is a branch of knowledge that deals with moral principles. And on the other hand, when you look of IoT, which is Internet of Things, it has to do with it's pretty much the interconnection via the internet of computing devices embedded in every object, enabling them to send and receive data. So there's so many issues that have been happening with IoT devices, the hacking, the lack of standards, and so on. So we're going to be looking at the problems that are being faced in IoT in terms of ethics. So there are no real legal frameworks for manufacturers. So that brings us that the fact that there are lack of standards in IoT. So if the lack of standards in IoT, uh, because the legal framework pretty much brings out what the standards should be when it comes to manufacturing practice and all that stuff. So if there are no standards, people can manufacture things differently. Uh, I believe that if there are standards, then there's more, openness. There's more, interoperability. People are on the same page when it comes to manufacturing standards and all that stuff. So at this current moment, there's a lot of lack of you know ethical frameworks in terms of IoT, Internet of Things, and that's what the problem is. And for me, I want to address this issue by proposing an ethical framework for IoT. So, our research question to address this issue is, why are ethics in IoT important, and how to promote safety, security, and privacy in IoT? How to ensure there's accountability for choices made by autonomous systems in IoT. So, for example, you have an autonomous system in IoT. For example, you have a car, a self-driving car that drives itself. If the braking system of the autonomous of the car fails, do we blame the car manufacturer? Do we blame the person, the company that actually sells the braking system? Who is to be blamed? Who takes accountability? Who's responsible? And all that stuff. So we have to think ahead. That do we blame you know the car manufacturer? Do we blame the part manufacturer? Who takes responsibility at the end of the day? So those are the things that the ethical framework needs to actually address in IoT. That who is accountable for what and how. So our contribution to that, our proposal to the problem is that this paper will propose a framework for ethics in IoT. Uh, the framework will address the following. It will address the safety, security, and privacy in IoT. It will also address accountability in autonomous IoT. So it's very important to be have or to come up with an ethical framework that actually pinpoints who is or is not responsible. And accountability is it's one thing that really is needed in IoT. So our framework will address all those things, and I think that it's going to be a tough paper because there is not so many papers that actually address the issue of ethics in terms of IoT, but there are some papers that actually address ethics in information systems, computer systems and stuff like that. Otherwise, this is the end. Thank you.